I had the argument that a lot of people, actually enjoy the cinema watching experience. Some people enjoy.
We were talking about that.
Yeah. Some people like. I was talking to some colleagues at work, and they told me that they didn't really care about the movie that they went to watch, but sometimes they'd like to go to the cinema for the feeling of going to the cinema, getting the popcorn, going with a friend, getting dinner afterwards. Yeah. Even if the movie was shit, even if the movie was terrible. I disagreed, obviously, because I'm not going to waste my time watching a movie that's a waste of time. But if
different schools anyway.
Yeah, I understand the sentiment of, okay, me and my brothers, for example, want to go out and do something, so let's just go watch a movie, whatever it is, and let's just go grab dinner. I understand that sentiment. And that my argument was that experience is not going to die out here in Saudi because it's so fresh, it's so new. It's going to take a good 10 to 15 years.
That's what you think?
That's what I think.
All right, cool. What did we used to do before movies?
A lot of things.
Movie nights.
Okay.
So you telling me if the movies start coming out here, we're a group of 50 people. How about we just, get Turks to do steaks and we'll sit at home and all watch on a big screen. No different than a movie.
Exactly. You pay for one ticket.
For us,
you don't even pay. It's a subscription thing.
For us, I think that's what we'll probably do. But I'm saying there are people that
because that's exactly what I told you. You told me no, the experience is not going to die out. I'm telling you, yes, it will die out the second they start doing this.
Yeah.
I think the whole idea,
like for me as a family of like I have like 8 kids.
MashaAllah.
Thank you. It was hard work.
I know. On your behalf?
The neighbors.
Yeah.
So if you have this whole army with you,
it's expensive.
Yeah, it's not only expensive. Like, like I don't want the headache of going and tell them stop talking, stop screaming. People are watching. Like, sit at home, we'll all watch together.
Yeah. I agree, but I still think that the cinema watching experience in Saudi is extremely novel for a lot of people. Okay, I know people that still haven't done it yet. Okay, for one reason or the other. So I think until we get saturated with not.
Okay, you're saying words. I'll give you a better question. How long do you think it has of survival?
What do you mean?
I mean, before everybody starts saying, you know what, I had enough of going to the movies. Never?
No, not never.
Exactly.
I think that depends on the growth of the local film industry. Because if local films...
The local film industry is on Netflix, man.
Yeah, it's already on streaming services.
Okay. No, you have...
It skipped the cinema and it went straight to Netflix.
You have one big production house doing that. That's the biggest production house maybe.
And he basically, this production house, which is 2011, just set the standard.
Okay. Yeah. You don't think that there are other like smaller, more independent filmmakers that want to create a movie and release in local cinema?
Well, just looking back,
looking forward.
No. There's evidence.
Okay.
So if you want to ignore this evidence and talk about hypotheticals, it doesn't work. 2011 on Netflix has been more successful than anything else that hit the movies. So you're telling me that I'm gonna say no, I'm not going to Netflix, I'm gonna go drop my stuff in the movies when there's evidence that it did way better compared to everybody else that did movies.
But not everybody can get Netflix.
But do you think
no? You're completely wrong.
Cinemas?
You go ask anybody. If you have a good movie, if you have a good idea, you can pitch it to Netflix.
So why do I not just pitch it to Netflix and drop it in the theaters?
It's up to you. You can do that if you want. But I'm sure that Netflix is going to say you exclusivity.
Yeah.
That's one part of the deal.
Yes.
See, you have this whole, I mean, the Red Sea Film Festival. That's
I can't wait for that to come back. It got canceled early last year because of COVID.
Yeah. But I see a lot of interesting like posts and trailers.
Yeah, they've been back on it.
Very interesting stuff. That's gonna boost up the local film industry. I'll give you that. But and that's gonna be on cinemas. But it's gonna be hard to have all that talent translate from a film festival to commercial cinema. It's a totally different audience.
Okay.
But I don't think you'll have everyone going to the cinema. And please keep in mind that you are neglecting how fast we follow trends here.
Okay.
The cinema trend had its high and it's dropping low right now.
When did it have its high?
Once cinemas opened up.
In Saudi.
Yeah.
So
you couldn't get a ticket.
Exactly. You couldn't get a ticket. Exactly.
We used to refresh the page at 11 a.m. to get a ticket.
How many cinemas were in Riyadh at that time?
1.
How many people live in Riyadh?
5 million, 8 million.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. No. Second cinema opened. Third cinema opened. Fourth cinema opened. And still there's the high demand on those tickets.
Okay.
You still couldn't get a same day ticket.
But you're still talking about 4 cinemas that have 1,000 seat capacity in a city that has 5 million.
Yes. and the cinemas are gonna keep opening up, and the people are still gonna go less and less.
Okay.
And you see that already. Maybe it's COVID right now, but there is a new standard of watching movies at
There's
home.
3 next to my house right now.
I don't disagree that there is a new standard.
Yes.
I think part of our discussion was me saying I think that we're going to get oversaturated cinemas very quickly, because right now we have around 10 in Riyadh, or 5 to 10 more than, I think it's around 10 in Riyadh. Okay?
Because malls are still alive here.
Yes.
So people will go and like, you know what, since my wife is shopping for 10 days or 10 minutes, I'm sorry. And so I'll just go watch a movie for 8 minutes.
My argument
I gave her
is,
2 minutes.
My
Sorry.
argument
Equality.
my argument is across the world, okay, people have been going to cinemas for a long time, so it's natural that they start getting bored, but when things become more convenient and it goes home. In Saudi, because the trend is new, it's going to take people a little bit longer until they get bored of it, and until then,
Based on what experience it was, Shamsi?
again,
Because I agree with him, I don't agree with you at all.
and I think this is from
The
what I
keys.
expect.
From the
Yes,
keys.
from
From the
the-
keys.
yes,
From the keys.
Yeah.
keys, الحلول.
أي كل كلامنا بالكيس.
Yeah.
We are very
Yes.
ill-informed.
This is
Yeah.
what I think. Again,
But-
maybe I'm wrong. Probably I am. But
You've been to cinemas outside Saudi.
yeah,
Do you think have you seen, do you see that the experience is the same here and there? The perception of what a cinema is? The hype around the cinema?
يعني, it's not big of a difference, Turkey. It's a theater.
No,
yeah.
a lot of people I walk into a cinema, a lot of time I walk into the cinema, it's empty.
Empty.
It's just me and the dude that's selling me popcorn.
That's
Hey,
here?
you good? Okay.
No,
good.
that's abroad.
No, outside.
Okay.
That's outside.
Abroad,
Okay.
yeah.
You're talking about New York, talking about London.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've walked into plenty of movies that had like 1-2 people sitting.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And
So
the
how-
whole cinema, even the hall, even you don't have to stand in line to buy popcorn.
Okay.
Here you have to stand in line and you got like 50 screens to buy tickets.
And I will say the same thing you said. What's the population of London? How many movie
10
theaters?
million.
Oh.
10 million. Yeah, but again, I go back to the argument. They've been doing it for so long, they've gotten bored of it. They've moved on and found other things to
Exactly.
do. Now, we've just started doing this a
Hello.
year or two ago.
Again, Turks just told you you're not taking into consideration how fast we jump on trends.
Mm.
Okay. And we get off trend. basically.
Remember burger places?
Yes.
They're still a thing.
But not as big as they used to be, dude.
No. Now restaurants are the big thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember
Coffee shops,
food trucks?
Coffee
Food
shops are
trucks?
still a thing.
coffee shops still it's not as big as it was before.
No,
Okay.
no, dude. I'm sorry.
So how long do you guys think the movie industry, the cinema industry in Saudi has?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
5 years.
5 years and they're going to start shutting down.
No, I don't think they start shutting down.
You're going to start downsizing.
The demand. Yes, the demand is
They'll
going to be way
downsize?
less.
So instead of having 10 in Riyadh, you're going to have 8 or 7.
No, I'm gonna say I think that we might veer into indie cinemas and like I don't want to call them private cinemas. What do you call
Art,
it?
I know
art
what you
Boutique
cinema.
boutique
Boutique,
cinemas.
yeah.
Art
Yeah,
cinema.
exactly. Art cinemas showing classic movies, like providing you an interesting experience that is not the popular.
I think first they're going to adopt that into the
Mainstream thing.
current theaters that we have. I don't think they're going to build theaters again to do that. I think they're like, you know what? Let's do something else different with what
Let's
we
do
already have.
like a Sean Connery night every Tuesday.
Something like that, yeah. Hell, some cinemas just show Tarantino movies.
And that proves my point that the industry in Saudi still has legs to run. It's not
True.
gonna. Yeah, it doesn't. I
True.
don't think it's gonna run out anytime.
I know, I'm
soon.
saying the mainstream cinema market is not going to have that same hype around it. But the indies,
They might.
the local scene, that's going to have that. I mean, people are still going to follow that.